Today, Ridge looks for its 10th win of the season. The Red Devils have been red hot, winning their last 5, scoring almost 13 goals a game during that span. After making it all the way to the Tournament of Champions semifinal a year ago, Immaculata is trying to recapture the glory. It's not been easy as the injury bug has bitten them hard. Yet underclassmen have stepped up to keep them in almost every game. 5 of the last 8 have been decided by 2 goals or less. It's a Skyland Conference showdown as Ridge takes on Immaculata next on MSG Varsity. From Immaculata High School in Somerville, New Jersey, it's game time on MSG Varsity. Today, boys lacrosse showdown in the Garden State as the Spartans of Immaculata take on the Red Devils of Ridge. Hi again, everyone. Along with Jimmy Harrison, I'm Matt Harmon. We should have a good one for you here today as these teams have a long-time rivalry. And Jimmy, both teams with championship pedigree. Ridge, they have been red hot so far this year. Immaculata still struggling a bit, but with plenty of games left to go.
Well, Immaculata just lost a heartbreaker to Hillsborough by score 13-12 in overtime. Their offense is clicking, but they're a bit young, and they also have a number of injuries. But the good news is they have a number of transfer players that will be eligible at the end of April. Now, on the flip side, we're going to Ridge. They're explosive. They have a lot of firepower. They actually start shooting at your goalkeeper as they're getting off the bus. This is going to be a classic Jersey showdown. You don't want to miss this one.
One of the players that has been explosive for Ridge, certainly, and we'll keep an eye on him all day long, the sophomore JT Palladino.
JT Palladino, he'll be wearing number 23. His stick work at the far post is outstanding. He has 29 goals and 4 assists on the year, including 7 against Montclair, a double hat trick against Pingree. Last year he was named Freshman Lacrosse Player of the Year in New Jersey. He torments the defense with his blindside shooting. His initials, JT, might stand for just torched because he's been torching defenders all year long.
Now, one of the opportunities for Immaculata to pull the upset, they will count heavily on their experience. One of the players they do bring back, the senior George Markey.
George Markey, he'll be wearing number 1, and yes, he is a marked man. He played on a number of state championships here at Immaculata already. Last year he had 57 goals and 22 assists. This year he has 21 goals and 4 assists, including 5 against Montgomery, 4 against Hillsborough. He's a catalyst in his spark with his quick stick finishing on the left wing or the crease. If he gets a little bit of separation, Matt, he's explosive. The next thing you're going to hear is the ball hitting the net.
A sense of tradition, certainly for Immaculata. Markey, you see his numbers so far in the year. He has already committed to Chestnut Hill to play collegiate lacrosse next year. Well, it should be a fun one here today. We've got a great weather day for you. A Skyland Conference showdown. Some of the best lacrosse the Garden State has to offer. Some other talented players as well. Eric Scott from Ridge, who has had a great year up until this point, and Wyatt Agassi from Immaculata. Coming up next, it's the face-off and the lineups. You're watching Game Time on MSG Varsity. Beautiful day for lacrosse here in late April. Ridge getting set to take on Immaculata here in Somerville, New Jersey. This is a Skyland Conference matchup. There is the head coach of the Red Devils in his 12th year, Ken Marsh, an overall record of 149-83, led his team to the Group 3 championship in 2010. Get a peek at his lineup today. Very talented up front. Connor Mathrory-Han and JT Palladino through the midfield. Alec Berkeley is the face-off specialist. Macy and Scott anchor the spots as well. In the back, Palladino, Gray, and Mangione. And the sophomore goalkeeper, which we will see for likely just the first half, Owen Malloy. He is already verbally committed as a sophomore to the University of Notre Dame. You see his numbers on the year, 64% in the save percentage department. He has 36 saves and has allowed 20 goals on the year. Tom Mott, who started the program here in 1997. The first year of varsity play was 1998. He has had quite a resume in his 16th year. State champs in 07, 09, 10, and 11. They won the conference a year ago, going through a bit of a rebuilding year this year, but a talented bunch nonetheless. Markey, Swintek, and Agassi up front. Connor and Chandler Vanderbeek, the two twins, anchor the midfield spot with Jake EisenSHOT, Whitaker, Fama, and Pung, all in front of Joe Riccadonna. He also is a sophomore, wears number 8. Matt Harmon, Jimmy Harrison getting set here for this matchup. It will be Berkeley to take the opening draw.
Hey, Matt, watch for a 1-3-2 and a 2-3-1 possibilities coming out of Ridge. They a quick transition, and I love to ride the other team. By contrast, a 1-3-2 and 2-2-2 set for Immaculata. They may play zone and may play man-to-man, but they'll try and keep possession and slow it down. Great
shot of the face-off from our camera crew, and an immediate whistle off of that. It is Chandler Vanderbeek who controls. Immaculata is in white, Ridge in their away green uniforms.
And that's critical. Chandler with 4 goals and 3 assists on the year. There he is with the ball.
See how patient Immaculata is to begin the game. Jimmy, 3-5 on the year, but they've been in every game. They've had some hard luck, especially in the last few contests that they have played.
Yeah, this is a team in transition that's being built. And keep an eye on EisenSHOT. Usually he scores the first goal. I saw him go down a couple times by 3 goals. He usually comes through for him, but don't count out George Markey and crew up front.
EisenSHOT will pull it back out and now come back into the attack area. 11 goals so far in the season. They will play back behind the cage for Swintek. That's a look at Griffin Vanderbeek. He is the 3rd of the 3 brothers, just a freshman.
Of course, Taylor, the All-American, is playing at Hobart's got 19 goals and 4 assists.
There's a shot. That one Malloy was able to size up and get a piece of, make the back boundary, and it is picked up by Palladino, and Ridge will have their first possession.
Yep, Malloy, some quick reflexes. Here's the ride. Looks like they broke it already. Ridge coming up the middle of the field.
Scott up ahead. This is Alex Gatos, the sophomore. Ridge very deep. They will go too deep to the midfield. They will work in some players in the attack as well.
And it looks like right now that Immaculata is playing man-to-man. They played it with a zone against Bridgewater Raritan. So they're back to their original game plan earlier from the season, in this season.
Palladino, so talented, just a sophomore, 29 goals on the year. Here's Meth, who can make things pretty easy. Gatos with the shot flashing through. 1-0 Ridge. Good quick start for the Red Devils on their opening possession. Gatos gets his 4th of the year.
Alex Gatos is the recipient of a great cut here right in the middle of the crease, and you're going to see him pop this one left-handed into the upper right-hand corner in the attic. 1-0. Ridge is up here again. Look at the nice face dodge there from Meth. It's a bit of a distraction, and it gives Gatos time to get a step into the crease unmolested.
So Meth with his 19th assist on the year. Gatos gets the goal. Ridge less than 2 minutes in.
Legal procedure there, looks like in favor of Immaculata.
Second consecutive time that there has been a whistle against Berkeley. Among the best in the area, wins faceoffs about 68% of the time. Well, the Spartans will try and answer. Mike Coakley, number 36, has come on for Immaculata. Where's number 36 as a senior?
Good defending that time from 27, Zara Barra. He won't let EisenSHOT turn. He's good at the bull dodge.
Markey will have that hit the sideline boundary, and the turnover will go to Ridge.
And George Markey, a very crafty player in front of the goal. He plays out on the left wing. He's playing a little bit more in the X this year behind the goal, but almost unstoppable when he gets a step, just the way Alex Gatos got that step at the crease.
Berkeley quickly upfield. Ridge's 2 losses on the year. Chatham 1, Bridgewater Raritan the other.
Good defending from Logan Whittaker there on Eric Scott. They don't want to let another goal up. And Scott Bita of Bridgewater Raritan says once you let Scott and Meth get some momentum, it's impossible to stop them. So I know they're aware of that.
Zara Bauer with it. Far side of your screen. Double team comes. Flag is up. Rory Hand the senior, got the start today. Meth being harassed by Chandler Vanderbeek.
Yeah, I was going to say very good defending by Vanderbeek that time, but this is trouble here. He may have a look on goal. He opts not to go, but that's good. They push Meth back from the Immaculate. There he is again.
There's Meth. Will fire one low and swing it past the post.
Here again, it looked like a push from behind. And no, maybe a slash there at the end. So
some reorganizing going on right now.
Yep.
Connor Vanderbeek has gone into the box for 30 seconds. So Ridge with a man up.
And Immaculata playing with 5. Get into that 2-1-2. Box and 1. Defense.
Ridge with Zarabara. Swing it up top for Meth. Berkeley has it. Now Meth will fire one low. Save made by Riccadonna. Big time save.
Yeah, that's what they call a gumball. Gets stuck right in the keeper's stick. And Riccadonna, what a great save. He's coming of age, just a sophomore. They give him a lot of confidence, and he's going one-on-one in the midfield. And that's a great pass to Markey.
Works it upfield in transition. That one is intercepted. Stepped in by Malloy, who will control and get it upfield quickly. Scott. Across. Macy. Down low. Up high. That shot went. That was number 23, JT Palladino.
And Kerry Wagner, the assistant coach. Here's Riccadonna coming up with the big-time save here. And, of course, we're back to the regular flow right now.
Palladino tried to feed it across the crease. Batted down, but Ridge controls.
Yeah, that was Sal Fama, middle linebacker, defender, but there's a goal.
Meth went downstairs and fooled everybody. His first goal of the day, 34th on the year. Not much that you can do to defend that one.
No, and he had 2 defenders coming at him, and it's very hard to stop this bounce shot from anyone. And you see he does a number of fakes, deception before he gets to the bounce shot. So he gets your feet moving. Good defenders move their feet well and position well, but there's not much you can do about that when he has multiple dodges coming in on that. So it's 2-0 right now, and true to form there, Meth and the likes of Gatos, for the course, Eric Scott starting to control in the midfield. That momentum starting to go that way. And it's amazing, though, Immaculata not playing such bad defense, but you know they're so accurate. They're such technicians, Ridge, that if you don't clamp them down, the sky's the limit.
Whistle again. This time it will be Ridge who will get the benefit of the infraction off the face-off. They lead it 2-0. A mere 5 minutes into our first quarter. Gatos, who's got a goal today, will flip it on for Macy. Immaculata sticking with a man-to-man. Double comes over. Meth is open. No look pass inside. Gatos was not expecting it. And on the turnover, it will be Immaculata possession.
Well, the wonderful thing about Meth and Scott and Macy, they're always looking for off-the-ball runs, and here's some trouble to Riccadonna. Let's see if the keeper can get out of this.
Turnover. Picked up. Here's Macy. Now Ridge will patiently wait for the attack to get set up. Palladino will play it back behind the cage. And now Meth has it. Macy will wind up. Sail this one wide.
Nice sidearm shot from Macy out from the perimeter.
Ridge with an early advantage in shots, 6-1, and a 2-0 advantage on the scoreboard midway through our first quarter.
5-man perimeter right now from Ridge. Alex Gatos lurking around the crease area. That's his hang. That's where he's camped out. He's got a couple of defenders hanging on him right now.
Scott gets knocked down by EisenSHOT. And now Immaculata on the turnover.
It's a big-time turnover for confidence. They must hold on to the ball here.
Agassi will flip it back. Markey looking forward. We have a whistle.
Some very good defending here this time, and that was EisenSHOT knocking the player to the ground, and he comes up with the ball, and the counterattack, the transition is on. He got a little separation, and didn't work out for Immaculata, though. We're back the other way.
Meth with some space. Played by the freshman Christian Pung. That should be a trip, and the flag is out. It will be.
Eric Scott, catch 22, flag on the play. Here again, this is some very good defending. Picked the pocket, and he was on his way up the field, and unfortunately for Eric Scott, he caught a little bit. That was Kyle Adam, number 18. Actually started on defense early in the year, and now he's in the midfield.
So Adam draws the penalty. Scott to the box for tripping. Man up advantage coming here for Immaculata. I would think, Jimmy, this is an opportunity, you know, when the Spartans do have a man up, they've got to convert.
Yes, they do. You need it for the confidence, and then there's another unforced error. George Swentek, who actually did score a goal, actually 3 goals and 4 assists against Watchung. Unfortunately, I'm not able to pull that down, and the poise has to come, and then they're going to ride you. So they don't give you a break, Ridge.
Here comes Mitchell Gray. That was the 5th turnover from Immaculata already in this first quarter. Ridge trying to kill off the advantage, which is just about expired, and Immaculata won't even get a shot off.
But that was good stuff from Chris Palladino coming forward out of the defense for Ridge.
Chandler Vanderbeek with some speed. 4-on-3 developing here. Vanderbeek lays it off. There's a shot. Hits the side of the netting from Swintek. And then Malloy will go back and collect.
Kyle Adam almost intercepting that ball, but Macy comes out with it. But as you just mentioned, the attack, Swintek, Markey, they need a little more deception with their dodging going toward the goal. They're not just going to get an easy goal on either one of these goalies. And, of course, Malloy is righty. T.J. Jones usually gets in the second half as lefty. So that throws the shooters off in the second half because the off-stick side will be in a different position.
Inside of 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, Ridge the 2-0 advantage on the goal from Gatos and one from Meth, who's got it right now. Zarabara will pull back out. Matthew will continue his collegiate playing career at Quinnipiac next year.
That Christian Pung, by the way, also just blocking that shot momentarily. Sophomore, plays soccer on the varsity team here at Immaculata.
Zarabara. Abiadisi will take a shot. Skip low. Riccadonna got a piece of it, and now we'll look to clear out. Almost intercepted. Sloppy clearance. That's scooped up and possession maintained. Swintek will leave off. There's a save by Malloy.
Yeah, a little better that time, though. But EisenSHOT, okay, not a lot of big dodging, but he put power on it, and Malloy couldn't pull it in. So you're going to hit somebody point blank. Here it is. Let it go. And that was geared for the upper right-hand corner, but Malloy doing very good to shut that down.
There's an offsides on Immaculata. Another one of those kind of unforced errors, unforced turnovers. We've seen a few of them from the Spartans today. And in a game which you are probably a decided underdog, you just can't give possession away like that.
But you know yourself, as we see Ken Marsh, the coach of Ridge, from coaching and playing, this is like a team. Young teams have 3 or 4 different personalities. You don't know how they're going to show up that day. But again, they're growing. They're growing in their confidence, and if they can get out of this quarter 2-0, that'll be good for them.
Macy had it stick checked away. Picked up and on the run is EisenSHOT. Markey couldn't get the shot off. Swintek giving chase.
And Markey, a little bit more deception that time. He drew 3 people. That's how feared he is when he gets going. So he's starting to use some dodging ability. And there's Swintek, number 5, a fast, quick player with 4 goals and 8 assists. One of his favorite moves is a face dodge. Scored a goal against Hillsborough in that overtime game.
Swintek, just a sophomore. Agasi behind the cage.
Trying to isolate Agasi behind there. He and Swintek see if they can go topside.
That's Mangione on the defense. Less than 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Ridge 2, Immaculata nothing.
Ridge defense, they close you down real fast. Those 3 juniors out there. Chris Palladino, Mitchell Gray.
That one will sail wide. Good opportunity, though, for Connor Vanderbeek.
And Connor Vanderbeek makes Malloy earn his keep here. Nice right-handed dodge. Overhand shot. Just misses the lower left-hand corner. And now you're getting a number of shots. Now Malloy's going to have to cover all the corners, high and low. And that's good. They're varying their shot selection. That's trouble, though. Another unforced error.
Picked up, and here comes Joey Silveri. One of the seniors on this Ridge squad. One of 8 seniors.
Yeah, Coach Marr said he's one of the most improved players on the team. He and Alec Berkeley.
Senior day today here at Immaculata. Last week when we were at Ridge, it was senior night there. There's a shot attempt by Meth, which will sail wide. And on the whistle, referee has indicated it will be Ridge possession. 30 seconds to go first quarter. Meth feeding down low. There's Scott trying to go downstairs. Another save by Riccadonna.
Riccadonna, he's growing in stature as we watch him. That's a big-time save. Got to stick down low.
3rd save of the afternoon. Palladino with good stick work, but better defended by Pung. Long clearance pass. That will make its target. Agasi, but not before the clock expires. We have played 1 quarter. Ridge with a 2-0 advantage. As we step out for our first time out, Immaculata 3-5 on the year, trying to pull the upset and stay alive for state playoff contention. We're back with more of this Skyland Conference matchup on MSG Varsity. Matt Harmon, Jimmy Harrison back here. Start of our second quarter where Ridge leading Immaculata by a score of 2-0. We mentioned senior day here on a beautiful day for lacrosse. 9 seniors being honored before the start of today's contest. And it has been a class that has seen great success. State champions in 2009, 2010, 2011, all part of the program. Conference champs a year ago. Somerset County champs in 2010. A great class graduated really last year, Jimmy. That was the class that kind of set everything up. But this class has had a major impact on the program here at Immaculata.
Oh, absolutely. And today there were 2 seniors, Whitaker and Adams, doing very well, playing defensively in the midfield part of the field. Pung, number 16, coming of age only as a sophomore. So what I would summarize is that they haven't slowed the momentum completely. They have slowed them down. All right, so that's good from the side of Immaculata, but they're still down 2-0. So playing good defense when they're getting rides and they're losing the ball, unforced errors, and the good news though, they're getting some good shots. That's Immaculata off on the cage, and there's Tom Mott, who the last time we were here, I was here. St. Joe's played and it was so hot, his sneakers melted. But he actually told me it wasn't that game, but that was 120 degrees here. I asked him to bring the sneakers, but he didn't. But a great guy doing a phenomenal job here.
Had an opportunity, a nice conversation with the coach before the game. Works over at Union High School. Proud father of 4 daughters. Off the face-off. Here come the Spartans pushing forward. Back behind the net is Markey. Good feed. Try to get it for Mike Coakley, who couldn't hang on to it. This will make the sideline, and it will be Ridge possession. Some subs coming in for both teams.
And that was unfortunate for Coakley. He couldn't hold on to that, and it was a good setup. He had some space right there in the crease. The feed coming from behind.
Palladino will get the offense started here for Ridge. Played by Whitaker. Abiadisi on this stretch for Ridge. Will flip it far side for number 13, Jake Gunning, a junior attacker.
Well, trying to ISO Palladino here, but you could just see how Immaculata shifted. There's 2 people in his wake.
Meth is behind the net.
Yep.
Chris Gatos, number 20, has it right now. He has come on. It's the one thing about Ridge, Jimmy, they do not hurt for depth. They will play a lot of players during the course of a game.
Yeah, the difference between each player as you go down the list is very slim. There's a good shot.
That was Whitaker on the check. Possession will be given back to Ridge. And Palladino will again set it up from behind the cage.
Unusual unforced error there from Ridge that time. So some of the pressure finally getting to them. I must say, Immaculata, they're playing better defense. And I saw them 3 times this year against Lawrenceville Prep, which was a tough one for them. But also North Hunterdon, as well as Bridgewater Raritan.
You know, the hard thing, too, when you think about Immaculata, who's had so much success, when you do go through a bit of a dip in talent or a bit of a rebuilding year, this Skyland Conference doesn't really allow you a year that you can take off.
No, you don't get any breathers. Oh, yeah, it looked like there's some contact with the face mask there.
There's 2 flags that came out.
I think this is going to be in favor of Immaculata. Again, some cradling, some dodging going on there from EisenSHOT. Looked like he got maybe even a check into the face mask. We'll see what the refs have to say. Corcoran and Livingston.
Well, there are 2 players that were involved for Ridge, Chris Palladino and Robert Mullaney. Both made their way to the sideline. Not sure if for substitution or both will be put in the box. Both of them were involved. That's a look at Chris Palladino, one of the starting defenders for Ridge. And there is Mullaney. I think both of them are going to get tabbed for a penalty.
And one thing about Ridge is they really are aggressive. They come to the ball. They close you down fast. And EisenSHOT's going to have another run here.
6 on 4 for 30 seconds. That one will sail wide. Possession kept on for Immaculata. So if there's ever a chance for the Spartans to get back into this game, 2 men up, this is it.
But watch how Ridge, they are defending the passing alleys. The seams are always, like their sticks are always up, and that's why that ball went out. They got a piece of it. There's a shot.
And a goal. Put it in for EisenSHOT. Bring that one up for the senior, his 12th of the year. And Immaculata converting on the 2-man up advantage. Make it 2-1.
EisenSHOT. You're going to see him sidearm into the upper right-hand corner. And they gave him an extra step there. You don't want to do that. And as I told you, he's usually the guy that scores the first goal, and he answers the call right there. Nothing that Malloy could do about it. And then it's going to give some confidence to EisenSHOT. I actually called him EisenSHOT because that was a cannon.
I miss those nicknames that you drop in.
We got more coming. I want you to come up with a couple too.
Berkeley and Vanderbeek again in the face-off area. This one will be given to Immaculata. Just a goal down, 2-1. Couple minutes in to our second quarter. maybe a bit more bounce in the step here for the Spartans after that last goal.
Yeah, and you see Markey's now in the crease. That's where he's used to playing in the last 3 years.
EisenSHOT will go sidearm again. This one sailing wide. Possession kept on for the Spartans. Swintek will handle it.
EisenSHOT, a technician here. Look at the space they give him. He's got some separation there. He's going to let it go. You know, I'm just talking about how good the defenders were at closing down a shot. Look at this, throwing some moves there, and there's a foul.
Both officials have thrown flags. And it looks like we will have another man-up advantage for Immaculata. Mangione will be sent off.
And you know what it is here? I think it's Gacy. They're becoming more confident with their dodging ability. Oh, if it sticks underneath, and then he hits his mask up top. Take your pick. But Gacy and Swintek, who are smaller players, and you know that's a big challenge. And you can see Meth. You know he's not the biggest guy in the field, but you got to be really tricky with the dodge and miss the hits. And these guys are coming around. Gacy and Swintek.
6-on-5 for Immaculata for now 20 seconds remaining in this man-up. Great look from behind the goal in the setup. Going low and scoring. Markey, the senior, with his 22nd of the year. We are tied at 2.
Oh, Markey from distance this time, and just amazing technique there. And you're going to see the stick work. It's a fake pump, a fake pass. Oh, he sends the defense the wrong way in the lower right-hand corner. And again, that's how you break a defense up, from shooting from distance. They closed them very slow there. It actually looked like the lower right-hand corner. Another shot of it again. Oh, tremendous. He sends Chris Palladino in another direction. So Markey, he's taking a beating this year. I've seen him score against Lawrenceville Prep. He got flattened. Scored a great goal, but he got flattened, and he's a tough guy. He came back on the field minutes later.
So 2 goals here in the early stages of the second quarter. One on a 6-on-4, one on a 6-on-5. 59 seconds apart, those goals, and all of a sudden the Spartans here on Senior Day have something cooking. They have also dominated the face-off and another goal with a flag that came out after. That was Markey again, who took a hard shot. Let's get another look.
This is amazing. He's operating all over the field. Now he's coming out of the X, and he goes topside. He gets hit, and he still buries it.
It was Eric Scott who will come over pretty late here after the shot is off. Cross-check him from the back.
Left-handed. Look at this. Markey behind the goal from distance that time into the upper right-hand corner. And again, he's got Malloy. But Malloy's a tough keeper to beat. So I have to give credit to the shooters again. This is the way Markey was down against Lawrenceville Prep. And then there he is as he got laid out. He was right in the crease against Lawrenceville Prep this time. And that takes like an end receiver. I don't like comparing sports, but there are huge similarities. He's going to shoot that, and he's going to get hit, and he's going to pay for it. And there it is, and that's the goal that puts him ahead.
3 goals in 75 seconds for Immaculata. Markey continuing to be worked on. Scott will head off into the penalty box. Let's take a quick timeout as they continue to work on Markey. We're back with more, with Immaculata leading it 3-2. It's game time on MSG Varsity. A good run here for Immaculata, taking advantage of opportunities as the Spartans lead it 3-2. They have scored the last 3 goals of the game. 2 so far for Markey. He's up to 23 on the year. On the man up, Immaculata 2 of 3. And they will have another opportunity if they can win this face-off to be man up, as Eric Scott has gone into the box for Ridge.
Well, I'm impressed with Immaculata, and what they've done is in the first quarter just slowed the momentum down, but here they actually knocked them off a rhythm. George Markey, number 1, and he's going to score from all different kinds of positions on the field. That one with a yoke, a fake pump from distance. This one going topside out of the X. And again, another shot of it, and Eric Scott dumps him, and he goes to the penalty box after hitting Markey. Markey is up and fine.
Berkeley able to control the face-off. That huge for Ridge, who will try to kill this man-up advantage for Immaculata. Palladino shifty work will sky one high and wide. Ridge will keep possession.
Nice double teaming from behind the goal that time from the likes of Logan Whitaker, Pung. And one thing that you got to keep in mind now, they're starting to hear footsteps, but I could just see a positive step forward in the energy from Ridge. But if they can get the ball out now, Immaculata, you can see they want that ball back. They challenge every ball, Ridge.
It'll be Immaculata ball and possession after the whistle on this play.
Yep, loose ball hold, I believe, is what the ref said.
Contact starting to become a bit more prevalent here in this game. Chandler Vanderbeek breaks midfield. Finds twin brother Connor. Immaculata still on the man up. Checked away nicely.
And you know what you have to do, though? I mean, Immaculata needs to pass faster because they love to double team you. And Connor just holding the ball just a little too long there.
Some more contact. This will go back over to Ridge. Or maybe a timeout. Timeout looks like that has been called. You can see it's gotten a bit more physical here in the last few minutes.
Yes, it has. Mitchell Gray pushing Swintek out of bounds there. Those three juniors, Palladino, Gray, and Mangione, trying to regroup. But upstart Immaculata. And of course, you know, Ridge, all teams go through this, you know this, in rebuilding. But I could just see today, the amazing thing was the Bridgewater-Raritan game. I mean, they just got hammered. And then they come back and almost win 13-12 to Hillsborough. I mean, that's a team with character. And some of the great games, and you know this, the ones you lose and it's close, you learn more and become better as a team. And I see the fruits of that right now. And this is going to be back and forth the whole game because you can just see Ridge now. Vanderbeek holding the ball too long. Okay, we'll double team you.
Connor Meth, who's got a goal so far on the day. He has been a big part of the attack all season long for Ridge. We saw him last week against Watchung Hills.
Well, Meth is just amazing there. He dodges. He got tremendous speed. He shoots. So you could hear that ball going into the net. Now watch this. Right up the middle of the field. Just a bull dodge. Fakes like he's going to shoot it like 3 or 4 times. And he just parks it in the goal. Again, there's a low rider, a worm burner. You can hear that net. And you know what I like about him, too? He fakes left, right, left, right, left, right, just with his body sometimes. I mean, this guy's got more moves than an electrical eel.
Well, Jimmy, we were talking before this game got started, as we watched a JV game a little bit before. You know, one of the things about the sport of lacrosse is your athletic ability really shines through. I mean, there is so much running, and then you add in the dodging and what you can do with your stick. It's a very complete athletic sport.
It absolutely is, and you could just see why there are wrestlers, football players, soccer players, basketball players, in addition to, obviously, the lax heads, as they call them.
Poked away by Silveri. And here comes Mullaney upfield. Meth is there, missed the net.
That's unusual for Meth. Right up the gut of the defense. And that time, you could just see this is a great killer pass for Mullaney, and he finds Meth. Meth's able to change. But Rick O'Donnell, like I'm saying, he's really coming out of his shell, as they call it. And Coach Mott used to say, you know, he plays great in practice. I hope he steps up in the game. And in the last 3, 4, 5 games, you could see he's finding himself.
Meth has it far side. Perimeter type attack here for Ridge. Looking for Scott behind the net. That one curled forward. Vanderbeek falling to the ground will use his keeper to get it out. EisenSHOT on the move, finding Connor Vanderbeek with space and speed.
You can hear someone yelling slow, 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 and that's very important. You're up right now, 3-2. You don't want to force it. And of course, I was watching Del Barton against St. Anthony's. The coach, St. Anthony's coach, said value the ball, hold it, because they ran into Del Barton 3 times and lost the ball. They were starting to go a little crazy. But Anthony's came back and beat Del Barton. It was a great game. And Del Barton game a game, big time.
It was a game that you could see on MSG Varsity. Coverage of the Garden State continues. So far, another great spring season. Nice dodge move. That one sailing wide off the stick of EisenSHOT.
EisenSHOT with some magic here. Nice face dodge and then a sidearm. Tries to use Mulaney as a screen and shooting behind him.
This will be started back behind the net. You see the shots in the quarter. Immaculata has dominated. Gacy will flip it up high for Coakley. Now Markey, who's got a pair so far today.
There's that yoke. Oh, I love that. Matt does that a lot too. So does Scott. A fake pump. There it is again.
Markey diving into the crease. Wanted a whistle. No call. Coakley able to keep possession for the Spartans.
I like Coakley that time, scrapping, getting that ball. Of course, his brother graduated last year, Ryan Coakley.
Markey's been a different player here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you can see like he's found his game. He's dodging this. Swintek, you know, there he is. Starting to turn defenders inside out that they couldn't do in the first quarter.
EisenSHOT for Connor Vanderbeek. Vanderbeek lets one go. There's a save made by Malloy. Malloy with the long clearance attempt. This is a free ball. Scott couldn't find it in the air. Still loose. What a scramble. Meth missed the net again.
It looks like a scene from Hunger Games. Boy, they're going at it out there. There again, Markey. Swintek, actually, Markey behind in the X there with the fake pass, and then he tries to dive and get it, but he's met by 3 defenders that time. This is a wild one.
It's gotten a bit nasty. High intensity. Here's a turnover at midfield. Picked up by Zarabara. And a timeout has just been whistled for Ridge with 4:05 to go here in our first half. Ridge started it out with 2 goals. Immaculata has come back for 3. That was pretty early in the second quarter. And since that third goal, we've seen nothing but just end-to-end back-and-forth action.
It's been tremendous. And EisenSHOT really has been doing a great job all year long. Usually gets the first goal of the game. And again, you're going to see him from distance here against Hillsborough. Dialing long distance. Talk about a surface to goal. Missile, there's another one. That one lower into the basement, into the IRT, into the PATH trains.
That was the heartbreaker for Immaculata just the other day against Hillsborough. They lost in overtime after leading by 2 goals with less than a minute to go. They let that lead slip away and then got beat in OT. You know, games like that can really turn a season one way or the other. If they win that, you go from 3-5 to 4-4. You got a little bit more momentum going into this one, but been extremely impressed with how the Spartans have played so far here today.
Well, you know yourself, you got to play, you got to attack and defend very well. And sometimes as you're a growing team, you do a little bit more than the other at times, and you come out on the bad side of it. Now, this is going to sound really crazy, but I was at the Bridgewater Raritan Immaculata game, and that's the first time they played zone. And I think, you know, they got worked over. But you know what? They were getting better at the zone. And again, you're in the crucible there of character and defensive techniques. And they're paying dividends today, because you could see right now Ridge is actually thinking someone's on them sometimes to defend them when they're not. And they're afraid to turn. And that's what they take. Ridge does that to everybody. I watched them play against Pingree. They were 6-0 in the first quarter.
Well, Ridge has been slowed here pretty heavily. Received their championship in the last couple of years. 2010 Group 3 champs. Last year they lost in the state final. They've gone about 15 minutes without scoring since they went up 2-0. Three to the advantage for Immaculata. 4:05 after that last timeout from Ridge. It will be Red Devil possession.
And you know, I'm looking for Ridge to get back into a rhythm. And when they start playing the ball around the perimeter faster, they end up hitting the cutters. And they're very unselfish at that point. But they're holding onto the ball too long and then allowing the defense to get a step on them.
Low shot will sail wide. Ridge will keep possession. Macy will go over and collect.
Because you know, you did that game against Watchung Hills. There's times when Meth and Scott could have shot, but they found Palladino at that far post. We've yet to see Palladino, who's just tremendous at the far post. Blindside.
Palladino had 5 goals against Watchung Hills in that game. Berkeley will flip off for Palladino. Now Scott behind the cage. Quick ball movement here for Ridge. Meth couldn't find the handle on that last pass. Scott able to get it back. He's whacked that 2 or 3 times. Now a whistle will come and a flag. Somebody coming off for Immaculata.
As I see it too. I'm looking for the other side and getting there, trying to get out of the back there. That's Self-Fama. It looks like Logan Whitaker with the foul that time.
It'll be Whitaker who will sit. 30-second man-up advantage for Ridge. I think slash right there, if anything.
Yep.
Palladino, Berkeley.
They are moving it faster now. You just picked that up on the last set of plays.
Zarabara feeding inside. There's a shot attempt by Scott. And it will be Riccadonna hustling to be the closest man to it. And the Spartans able to kill off some time here with 13 seconds for Ridge on the man-up.
And here comes the ride. Ridge is known for pinching the ball here.
One second left on the man-up. It's now been basically killed off. Whitaker will just wait for the ball to be put in play.
Riccadonna coming up right in the middle of the field. They're doing some magic, trying to get that outlet pass out to the wing. I believe it was Connor Vanderbeek unable to pull it in. So these turnovers, whether unforced or forced, it's going to play into this game because it can come down to a 1-goal game eventually.
Palladino, Berkeley, Meth, inside feed for Scott. Riccadonna got a piece of it, and it will be Immaculata possession again.
And that was Sean Palin, the junior. Yeah, that ball around the perimeter is moving faster and faster, and that time a little bit of air, a little bit of room to get that low shot off.
Long pass, picked off though and intercepted, perhaps a bit careless. Mitchell Gray there for Ridge.
And this is what I like about Ridge now. We haven't seen this all game now. They're going to settle down and work it out. They went from the left side of the field to the right side of the field. And here comes Alec Berkeley. It started with Mitchell Gray.
Berkeley Jr. has committed to play his collegiate career at Towson University down in Maryland.
Palladino hanging out at the far post. He's got a lot of space right now. Pung's got to be aware of that from Immaculata.
Inside of 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Immaculata has all 3 goals here in this set. Palladino against Pung, 1v1. Lets a shot go. That will sail wide.
Good matchup there. Pung tracked him until the shot.
Scott kept it in. Palladino. Pung immediately comes out on 2 good young players. Pung just a freshman, Palladino the sophomore.
And Pung's father actually teaches karate in Kearney for the Kearney Board of Ed.
Winding up is Macy. That will sail wide. Ridge will keep it.
I was going to say that the Immaculata defense is compact. And again, here's Palladino earlier. Some nice face dodging. Pung going step for step. And of course, you see how Palladino gets off his line and cuts the angle down. And that's especially a TJ Jones. And we'll see him in the second half for Ridge in the goal.
Palladino tried to feed one across. And it will be Riccadonna to hold it for Immaculata. Timeout has been taken by the Spartans. Perhaps a good timeout with less than a minute to go. And you don't want to make any mistakes. You know, this high-powered offense of Ridge, Jimmy, with the exception of those couple goals early on, has really just been blanked and slowed down.
It really has. And this is a good sign for Ridge, though. You could see they played the ball back to their keeper, Malloy, and they switched the point of attack from the left to the right. As I said, started with Gray, came all the way over to Mangione, and it ended up to Alex Berkeley. Now, I haven't seen them do that all game, and that's a part of the game that usually they do all the time. So if they can get back onto that, The ball's moving faster in the attack, but I was going to say about Immaculata, not only are they marking very well, they're positioning with their feet, but they're compact, and they're closer together. And you can see Ridge got their sticks up, blocking down those passing lanes, too, on defense.
Good young team growing with some confidence in this game is Immaculata. Big reason why. Two of the Vanderbeeks, there's three of them on the roster, Connor and Chandler, the two sophomores. Jimmy, who's who?
Well, you know what Tom Mott said? I got same of two. So, I mean, cheaper by the two. You know, he says I got a double dose of someone. They're mini tanks. They're 5'6", like 170. I say Connor's on the right and Chandler's on the left. I don't know.
There you go.
Well, you know what? I got a Vanderbeek DNA vibration, you know, because Taylor's up at Syracuse, and he and D'Agostino squared off in the Kraus-Simmons Cup. Hobart lost 13-12 to Syracuse. D'Agostino had a shot and 4 ground balls, but Taylor had a goal. Both All-Americans from Immaculata, doing well in college.
We like those questions for you. You got a 50-50 chance of being right all the time. We'll get you a couple times. There's also a freshman, Griffin Vanderbeek, who's on the roster, has seen some time for Immaculata today. An unforced error coming at the wrong time for the Spartans as they were trying to get it out there. 13th turnover of the afternoon. So Ridge will have it here with 47 seconds remaining in this first half, trailing 3-2. Scott for Meth. Watch for Meth to just wind up and shoot. Back to Scott. He'll wind up, take one. That's sailing way wide.
Yeah, Jeff Anslin, number 29, forcing Scott to shoot wide. Anslin, this is his 3rd year of playing. What a great player he's turned into.
Going low. There's a save off the leg, it looked like, of Riccadonna. This would be a great way to end this first half if Immaculata can keep Ridge off the board.
Whitaker, that's one of his patented moves out of the back. Fake pass, and now he's got the ball forward.
Chandler Vanderbeek feeding back behind the cage for Markey with 5 seconds to go. Can he get a shot off? Spinning, winning his way, and did get it off just as the horn expired. Chris Palladino with the defensive pressure for Ridge. We have played one half in a spirited effort for the Spartans of Immaculata. They lead it 3-2. We're back for the start of half number 2 right after this quick break. You're watching Game Time on MSG Varsity. First half in the books, second half about to start. Good look at the MSG experience going on here at Immaculata High School. Some good fun over there for some of the youngsters getting involved with the sport. Some of the fun that our crew on hand is partaking in. Take a look at the stats. You see Ridge started it off 2 goals early on in the first quarter. Immaculata with all of their goals in the second. Most of 2 of them coming with at least a man up, one with a 2-man advantage. And statistically, Connor Meth, Alex Gatos each with a goal, George Markey with a pair, and Jake EisenSHOT with one for Immaculata. Jimmy, that'll lead us into how they all happened.
Well, Alex Gatos really gets the Ridge team on the board there with a bounce shot. He's one of 2 twins. There are Gatos twins on Ridge. And again, you're going to see Meth with multiple dodges there with a bounce shot. That's one of his patented moves. And here you're going to see a double foul there, which led to a 6 versus 4. And here's EisenSHOT making all of that as an EisenSHOT goes into the upper right-hand corner. And again, Markey will eventually get into this, but there's Swintek throwing some great moves. Markey with a yoke. Good night. Lower right-hand corner. And again, you can see him operate out of the X. He pays for this from Scott, but look at this, an impossible angle into the attic. That upper right-hand corner, and George Markey was okay later on.
Took a few minutes to get up after that last goal, but is okay and has been a big spark in this game. We are set here for the action in quarter number 3. Chandler Vanderbeek will handle the face-off for White. That is Immaculata. Alec Berkeley for Green. That is Ridge. They've had a pretty even matchup so far on the day today. Possession, Immaculata had it for a second, but now Ridge will keep, and it is Meth to set up the attack.
Yeah, EisenSHOT just lost that to Meth, and that's the wrong person to lose it to. There's his counterpart, 23, Palladino. They're playing out a lot wider and a lot deeper uptown in the midfield. There's Meth.
Palladino, our talked about player in the open, has been held in check. No goals so far on the day.
Look at Meth strutting around like a general out there.
Here he comes down the left side. Spins out of the double. Scott, good dodge. Will feed in. There's a low shot. It's Gatos again, who's been the surprise story. His second of the day.
What a great goal. Gatos gets off of this deflected pass. He fakes high and goes low. Alex Gatos left alone in the crease. And you could just see him on the turn right there. And I know Coach Ken Morris from Ridge, he had, at halftime, he had to have told the attack to get out wider, to play deeper, because they were playing right into the defense of Immaculata. There was a lot more spaces involved because they had the ball further upfield in the midfield, opened up space in front of the goal.
A win by Vanderbeek this time. Connor, as Immaculata will try to answer back. They give up a goal less than a minute into the third quarter. 3-3 our score. You hear the communication going on both teams. Vanderbeek tried to free himself up for a shot, could not.
Well, you get checked by about 3 people. And you got 3 people chasing. You got to lay the ball off.
Picked up in one for Ridge. Silveri had it. He loses it to Markey. Still free. Now scooped up by Agassi. Chandler Vanderbeek lost it for a second, but under no pressure. Comes back to regroup. Markey faked the pass once. Sends it through this time.
The battle of the sixes there. Agassi not being allowed to turn by Gray, but momentarily he gets free.
Rips a shot, sails wide. Possession kept by Immaculata. Swintek, the sophomore, has it. He'll be checked by Gray this time. Taken away by Gray. Good work by the junior defenseman. Scott getting it upfield. Into the attack area. Wanted Meth near the crease. Pass went all the way through to Palladino. Defended well by Whitaker. You've sung his praises a bunch today. Whitaker has played a good day.
Yes, he actually played in the Under Armour All-American game last year. Big number 22.
He is one of the seniors being honored before the game today. He's got a tough assignment, whether it is Palladino, Meth, or Scott to work with. Pass through the middle part of the field, picked up by Mangione. That's a turnover. Meth trying to keep it for Ridge. Will flip it up over his shoulder. Now whistle will come, and it will be Ridge to keep possession. We've played a bit more than 3 minutes here in our second half. Ridge with the goal.
Look where Meth is taking Anselin. He's taking him way outside now. He's going to run at him.
Anselin trying to defend. Nice job defensively coming over and slowing things down by Kyle Adam. Now Palladino. Anselin has him, lost control of it, and it is picked up by Riccadonna. Should make mention as well for Ridge, they have made their normal goalie change. TJ Jones has stepped in between the pipes. The junior, who is committed to St. Joseph's, takes over for Malloy.
Yeah, the difference between the keepers, from what I understand, T.J. Jones is very good at shutting down the angles. He's a lot taller, he's 6'2", and Malloy, flat stance, super quick reflexes. So you got the best of both worlds. Remember what I said the first half. Now the shooters are going to have to shoot at a different keeper who holds his stick on a different side. It sounds very elementary, but when you get out there and you got to face him, it's a different story.
That's Matt Soulis who has it now. He's a normal starter. Did not play in the first half. But the sophomore who's got 11 goals on the year getting the start here. And some early action in quarter number 3. Meth. Great stick work. Bounces one in for the goal. He's got 2, and Ridge has a 4-3 lead.
Connor Meth starting out in the X. There again, I was talking about how he's backing up and coming with a full run at the defender. Kyle Adam unable to stop him from turning. And Riccadonna coming out a little bit late there. And the possible double team breaks down there because there's a little bit of separation, and that's enough time for Meth to use his method of torturing defenders all year long coming out of the X.
Pretty similar start to what we had in the beginning of the game. Ridge with a couple of early goals, just as they did in the first quarter. They begin the second half with 2 up on the board, 4-3.
Good point.
Kept on by Silveri. Mangione smacked at it, scooped up by EisenSHOT. EisenSHOT slips the check of Zarabara. Now Chandler Vanderbeek will try to bounce one. Jones fouled it in, got a piece of it, and collects.
This is sweet stuff here from Ridge, building and switching a point of attack into the midfield. That Palladino comes over at midfield.
Palladino joining the attack that time, sending it off the back boundary. It'll be held on by Ridge. There's a good look at the junior, T.J. Jones. His numbers on the year, 58 saves, great save percentage, 71%. He's allowed 24 goals on the year, splitting time with Owen Malloy.
On his way to St. Joe's in Philly.
No look pass coming across by Meth. Abiadisi having trouble with it. We will have a whistle. Let's check the possession. It will be Ridge.
Starting to see Ridge playing with 2 people out of the X now. Sometimes it's Solis, sometimes it's Scott.
Meth just baiting the defender to come a little closer. Good speed. Try to send one across for Abiadisi. And that will make the sideline boundary. It will be Immaculata to get the possession. 5:32 to go in the third quarter.
So expect Ridge to press again, to ride and try and get the ball coughed up. Again, this game is going to be decided by something like the adjacent defender, the sliding defender getting the ball, or winning the ball off a slide.
Hard check on Connor Vanderbeek. He still had possession of it and went out of bounds. So Ridge will get it. We'll have substitutions from both teams coming on and off.
See, it takes like 3 people to take him down. Here's where he's got to release the ball a little bit earlier. Again, I mentioned that in the first half. He draws 3 people. He is a mini tank. You can't hurt him. Or maybe he needs some more support too to come to him.
Macy will set it up. You see, been even turnover-wise in the quarter. 5 for Immaculata, 4 for Ridge. But it's been Ridge who has put a couple in here in this set of 12 minutes. They lead at 4-3. Soulis, Meth, here's Scott, doubled. Good stick work, went low. The shot was saved, but we will have a whistle, and it will be Immaculata to get it.
Yeah, it may have even gone off the pipe. It sounded like I heard a clink or ping. But one thing that, as you see Ken Marsh at, and what I noticed now, he's got Palladino playing on the left side. He's position exchanging, which is very smart, trying to break up this good man-to-man defense that Immaculata is using today.
Chandler Vanderbeek will try to use speed to run through a triple team.
And that was smart. That was Chandler. He had 3 guys bang off of him, but then he played the ball out. Now look at where they are, wide right.
EisenSHOT feeding it on the far side for Golsel-Jack, who's getting his first run of the day. We have a flag and a whistle.
Yep, Golsel-Jack trying to get down the right wing there. Knocked out of bounds. He scored a nice goal against Lawrenceville Prep. A very fast player coming out of the X down in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. There he is, number 11.
We've got a timeout on the field. Not sure who called it. Should have a penalty coming up as well. You know, one of the things we noticed before the game, and you probably see as well, the light green or fluorescent yellow T-shirts that are underneath some of the Ridge players. That is in honor of Brian Oprimchek. He is a former student and teammate of some of these guys. He passed away in 2006. Now, that seems like many years ago. He would have graduated last year. He passed away from a brain tumor. And this class and this program, you see the sticker on the helmet as well, BTO number 17. They have kind of taken it upon themselves in Basking Ridge and Ridge High School to raise awareness, raise money for the cause of brain cancer, especially with young children. They have another fundraiser coming up in a series that they do May 4th at Mountain Park in Basking Ridge. There'll be an 8th grade lacrosse tournament for both boys and girls. Obviously, if you're in the area, great support would be appreciated. Such a good cause. And Jimmy, it's always good when some of the student athletes think about things other than just on-field stuff, and they get involved with things off the field, like a cause like that.
Oh, absolutely. And we see a shot right there that Chris Gatos has got 2 goals already, and he's very good inside. His inside game has been very lethal. I mean, you can't let this guy turn. And you can just see his superior stick work, but look how fast he is on the turn. Right? And he's already facing the goal. Anytime you let an attackman turn or a midi turn and face the goal, you're asking for trouble. And, of course, Immaculata involved in the World Series of Campus Ministry. And they help people, too. The garage sale coming up at the end of May. And they help families and scholarships as well as charities.
Alex Gatos, who wears the number 17. That is the one that is on the helmet in favor of Oprimchek. It's such a good cause to be involved with. We're back to work here. Immaculata with the man up, where they've had success so far today. 2 of their 3 goals have come +1 or +2. Connor Vanderbeek, far side. We'll flip it up top for EisenSHOT. Mullaney tracks him. Swintek. Markey with it now. He's got a pair of goals on the day. Let's change that as well. We thought there would be a penalty. It is actually 6-on-6. They must have waved it off. There was a flag that was thrown. But we play normal.
That's T.J. Jones, I believe, giving the directions. Yep, Cutter. You hear him yelling, Cutter.
So important if you have a keeper who will communicate with his defenders.
And Chris Palladino also does that as a defenseman on the field.
Vanderbeek. That one sail over the top. Jones was frozen for a second, and a tally for Connor Vanderbeek. Make it 4-4. That shot came out of nowhere. A missile.
Absolutely a missile. A cruise missile. Overhand shot, I believe, and a great possession by him, going 1v1 and shields the ball very well. He jumps up in the air, a bit of a jump shot, and I believe that went in the upper right-hand corner. Draws 2 defenders. They give him a little space, and that time he was allowed to turn, and that was very good wisdom that time from Connor Vanderbeek. They don't let you turn every time, and he saw his opportunity and took it well.
8th goal of the season for one of the Twins. The other one, Chandler, will take the face-off here with Berkeley. Whistle will come. A hold was called off of the face-off. It will be Ridge possession with just about 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. We have seen a tight one, 4-4 the score.
Good defending by Sal Fama that time from Immaculata. Plays middle linebacker, I mentioned earlier, for the football team here.
Palladino wanting to wind up, was checked up high on the stick as he let the shot go. Meth finds Macy.
Right now, Gatos lurking in the crease along with Palladino.
Gatos has a pair today. His last one came right in that crease area. Meth spinning, sending one low, was deflected before it could make Riccadonna. Adam trying to clear, defended perfectly on the ride out. And I think it was Gatos to cause that turnover. Couple of fakes by Scott and the goal. One-on-one with the keeper, Riccadonna. Not much that the sophomore netminder could do for Immaculata on that one.
They're playing some great lacrosse. Both teams out there. This time, Eric Scott, a multiple dodge fake here. And Meth, give Meth a lot of credit here because very selfless. He played the ball to catch 22. Eric Scott. And Meth, what I love about him, he balances his dodging with his passing. And the coach, Marsh, told me 61 goals and 59 assists in his first 3 years. He says, look how even that is. And he's ripping it up this year.
2 fakes to score that last goal. 24 on the season now for Scott, who is committed to play at Yale. Good fight off the face-off. And it will be Vanderbeek Connor to come away with it. 5-4 Ridge, less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Swintek. There was some contact up near the mask, and a flag will come out. Somebody from Ridge is going to be sent off.
And Meth doing some magic there to set up Eric Scott, and you can just see he draws the keeper out, and he's multiply faking up high, up low, high, low, and then, you know, keeper's dead to rights at that point.
Good look at Scott, the junior. Gatos will go and sit in the box right now. So it will be a man-up advantage for Immaculata with less than a minute and a half to go, and Ridge leading at 5-4. 30-second opportunity here for the Spartans to tie it up. Swintek sails through. Markey couldn't handle it, and a tough time for a turnover.
It is a tough time, and of course Ken Mott told me he's got 24 sophomores on the team, and you know, every once in a while they're going to make mistakes like that, but they are fewer and fewer. But now, just like the 13-12 game against Hillsborough, every shot, every poke check, you get the picture, everything's going to count later on going into that fourth quarter.
Jones trying to break it out. Wanted Scott. Agassi trying to keep it alive. A lot of contact. Still nobody. Now we will have a whistle. As taken down was Chris Palladino.
Here again, I mean, this went on forever. I mean, this looked like the Battle of the Bulge here. I mean, it just continued. And there was no clear person that came up with the ball, but that's Kyle Adam. He got hurt earlier on in that sequence.
And Adam down on the sideline right now, hunched over in pretty obvious pain. That last check from that man right there, Mark Swintek, the sophomore.
Well, you know what I liked? You know, he gave that ball away. He threw it up too high, and he had a chance. And of course, you know, a little over-aggressive, but hey, make it a game. You know, go down swinging.
It's pretty tight right now, 5-4. Maybe a bit surprising if you looked at what the teams have done coming into this one, there's been a lot of spirit on the field for Immaculata today. There's a flag. They will play on. Scott swinging it over, tried the behind the head pass. Tom Mott unhappy with the last call. I believe it will be Markey who will go off and sit in the box and set up a man-up situation right off the start here.
Yeah, Markey with a slash up high. And again, you know, a guy of that experience, Coach Mott may be upset with him too, because you don't want to lose your composure here. Now, like I said, you want to go down swinging, but you don't want to go down crazy either.
32nd, man up, 6-on-5 in the attack area here for Ridge.
Now, again, you know, this is sports. You know, they're out there playing a game. So even though I'm critical once in a while, Matt and I have done the same things in all the sports that we've played, including lacrosse.
I was always legal. You look like you did some damage.
No, that's not true. All clean hits. Didn't have to go to confession.
Here's Scott. Not at least for anything you did on the field.
Well, Wall, Corny, Wall, Essex Catholic. Anything goes in those games. There's trouble, though. They're playing the ball around the perimeter a lot faster now.
Man up is over. And Ridge content to just let the quarter wind down and finish with possession. The Red Devils looking for win number 10 on the year. They lead it 5-4 after 3. We're back to the start of quarter number 4 right after this quick timeout. You're watching Game Time on MSG Varsity. Back here for the start, quarter number 4. Ridge leading it by a score of 5-4. Get all you need to know about high school lacrosse on a quick 60. Join Mike Quick as he reveals the top 20 teams in the tri-state area and takes your calls. That's on a quick 60 live on lacrosse Tuesdays on MSG Varsity at 8 p.m. Only on Optimum, never on FiOS, never on satellite. Connor Meth, couple of tallies so far on the day. Up now, Jimmy, to 35 on the season.
Just amazing. Connor Meth, the lax bro with the 90% flow, that hair coming out of his helmet. But look at that dodge that he puts on the defender and the keeper here. Again, whether he's operating as an out of the X or coming topside, as you see him do it there, he's just the money man. This guy can do it.
Both of these teams looking forward to the Somerset County tournament, which will start in the next couple weeks. Everybody makes it regardless of records, and even if Immaculata cannot rally in the next couple of games and finish with a plus 500 record, Jimmy, there's a pretty good chance they'll get in anyway based off of the strength of the schedule that they have.
Well, both of these teams, they don't duck anybody, and the teams they got to play next are tough.
Fourth quarter up and rolling. Ridge outscoring Immaculata in that last set of 12 minutes, 3-1. Whistle will come. And a timeout has been called by Ridge. Just 25 seconds in here to our fourth quarter.
I like how Alec Berkeley pulled that up and started to go backwards. Let's go back or sideways before we can go forward. And they have been very good at that today. They didn't start out that way. They didn't have to. They were going right through Immaculata, but again, they slowed them enough to stay in the game.
See Tom Mott, good look at him, 86 graduate of Westfield, went to Keene University, where he played lacrosse, started the program here in 1997 in his 16th year as the varsity coach. They played 1 year of just JV to get things up and running. 176 and 95, having a nice discussion with one of the officials today.
Yeah, also threw the javelin in high school. And
that was a pretty quick timeout from Ridge. They didn't do much of anything except just change some players and head back onto the field. This is Eric Scott with it. Meth.
They're playing out of a 1-3-2 right now, Ridge. Macy and Berkeley the two uptown in the midfield.
Berkeley will feed back up top for Scott. Off the right for Macy. Had it poked away nicely from Whitaker, who's played an excellent game today for Immaculata.
He's aggressive.
Neff, 1v1, will sling one wide. He's got a quick trigger, doesn't he?
Oh, he's amazing. Did Riccadonna get a piece of that? I don't know. He's tracking it well, but there he is with that flow work. He's got long hair, Madison Square.
He's got it right now with his team leading 5-4. Just about a minute and a half gone by in the fourth quarter. Palladino up top for Scott. Good patience here for Ridge. They're not in any rush to do anything. Sulis. Macy has it. Now it's Scott. Berkeley. Immaculata, Jimmy, has kind of packed it in here a little bit.
Yeah, they're not going to dive at him and give him an easy run toward the goal.
Here's one that will sail high and wide from Palladino. And that's one way, obviously, to take away some of the things that Ridge does so well, which is dodge, and they look for those one-on-one and a bit more space. If Immaculata stays packed in,
right,
Ridge will have to try to threaten from the outside.
Right, you back up their strength in numbers. So the way to break this up is someone can smack one from way out, or if they can set a pick. Palladino had just set a pick for Scott a couple minutes ago.
Berkeley. Scott. That was Macy. Half shot, half pass. It will sail off the boundary and be kept on by Ridge. Sub coming on for Immaculata. It's EisenSHOT back in.
And you can hear someone yell, "Sticks up," and Ridge does that so well. All right, you're marking, but you got to make sure those passing lanes are shut down.
Meth tried to feed one through a couple of defenders. Look for Scott.
It looked like Sal Fama may have gotten hit in the helmet. There he is. Well, that's one way of stopping it.
Use all of the equipment that you have, I guess.
Hey, you know, whatever it takes to win. Well, you know, not everything.
Scott sets up behind the net, around the perimeter. Berkeley, Palladino, now Scott. Meth with a shooting lane, lets it go. It was deflected before it got through. Now scooped up and held on by Sulis. Hard luck for Immaculata as they defended well.
Warning. There's a warning call that time.
The Spartans get it back.
You know what I was going to say, what's so great about this rivalry? It's a friendly rivalry. They know each other. Once they get on the field, though, it's all business.
That was a pretty good defensive sequence that time from Immaculata. Now 1v1 going downstairs. Markey, he's got a hat trick. And we are tied at 5. Great run in transition. Markey was wide open.
Absolutely right. The counterattack was on, and they absolutely leave Markey wide open here. This is what I was talking about, this killer pass that finally comes to Markey early. Look at the space he has. Oh, Connor Vanderbeek, you know, there it is. You know, I mean, bang, bang, boom.
As good as Ridge is, Immaculata has been sharp so far today. And you wouldn't know that this is a team that struggled at certain points during the course of the year, but it definitely fits the mold of what they've done, which is have close games basically up and down their season. Berkeley, his specialty, face-off wins, and he gets one here for the Red Devils. Tied at 5, coming up on 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. This is our 4th tie of the game. Palladino missing the net down low. Possession will be held on by Ridge. Want to say thank you to the Immaculata Athletic Director Pierce Fronheim and his staff. Of course, Fronheim known as the high school football coach here at Immaculata as well. Over 300 wins. Great athletic program. Look at Scott. Weave his way through. Go low with the bounce shot and give Ridge back the lead. Second of the day for the junior. And just like that, Ridge is back up top 6'5".
Well, he was on fire there. Look at Colin Briggs from Virginia here, weaving in around defenders like they're cones. Some very good dodging and athleticism, and puts that one away. Downstairs. Here again, face dodge, changes hands to his right hand, a number of dodges, and then, of course, Riccadona there, no one to help him out.
That's the fourth shot on goal this half for Ridge, and their fourth goal. Pretty good balance and accuracy for the Red Devils. 6'5", Ridge, 7:35 to go. A lot of contact off the face-off. Flags coming out from both officials. Connor Vanderbeek getting a talking to, which would, I think he might be among the players heading off. I'm not sure who they're going to stick in the box. Christian Pung.
Yep. There again, off the face-off. Oh, yeah, right there. Smashed from the front. But this is just a phenomenal game going on here. And, you know, there are a number of players that are in college right now up for the Tewarton Award. Brian McGill, who played at Arthur Johnson in Syracuse. Thule at Hunterdon Army. And Eisenreich, who's at Bucknell, played at Chatham, actually scored 8 goals against Mountain Lakes in the final. So some of these guys, we may see them up for the Tewarton Award someday.
7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Ridge with the man up. Good feed inside. It was Zarabara who tried to get Riccadona up in the air, could not. And the possession will be given back here to the Spartans.
Credit to Sean Palin, number 10. Doing very well there, defensive junior.
Chandler Vanderbeek will try and run this man-up advantage out. Turnover coming. Zarabara has it, and a whistle came in there somewhere. I think we have a timeout. We do. Immaculata whistled one right before Vanderbeek lost possession of it. So the Spartans, with just about 7 minutes remaining, have called time to talk things over for just a little bit. Think your school's team is the best? Make yourself heard on Facebook. MSG Varsity on Facebook lets you check out regular updates on games, shows, and what the fans have to say about absolutely everything. MSG Varsity on Facebook. Check it out at facebook.com/MSG Varsity. Matt Harmon, Jimmy Harrison back here from Immaculata High School in Somerville, New Jersey. Beautiful day for lacrosse as the Skyland Conference matchup continues. Ridge leading Immaculata 6'5", and the Red Devils, of course, under the direction of that man right there, Ken Marsh, who went to Westfield, went to Keene, 149 and 83. Both guys, both Ken Marsh and Tom Mott, have put together, Jimmy, great programs here in Somerset County.
Tremendous stuff. And here's another laurel for Ken Marsh. Last year for U.S. Lacrosse, he coached an All-American Showcase at Disney, Team Spirit. And, of course, Ralph D'Agostino from Immaculata also played down there. So these guys are very involved in the game, and most of these guys all play club in the off-season. It's an all-around, all-year affair.
Marsh, those got a tough order coming up in the county tournament and the state tournament as well.
Oh, man. Talk about a nick of time. Oh, that was phenomenal.
Good
There's
work.
A trip for sure.
Getting up the field by EisenSHOT, who drew a trip. Flag did come out.
Did Joey Riccadona smacked that ball with a stick forward as EisenSHOT went on a tear. I mean, that was just... This is a great tear by EisenSHOT, too. Nice fake, too. But had he not smacked that ball out of the air, I mean, that was a big-time gamble, and it paid off. And that's what you got to do to win sometimes. Sometimes you got to roll the dice.
So in the box goes Mulaney, number 41. And Immaculata will have an opportunity right now to try and tie this one up.
EisenSHOT in control uptown.
6-on-5 as that last Immaculata penalty wound down. There's Markey winding up and sailing that one wide.
As they call it in Major League Lacrosse, that was a zingo. It had a lot of velocity on it. That's out on Route 22. It hit the divider.
Gacy starts it. Vanderbeek, save made by Jones. Might have been the best save by a Ridge keeper all day.
Yeah, you're right. That was big time.
Back to 6-on-6 coming through. Markey couldn't find the net for the 4th time today. It will be Immaculata to keep possession midway through this 4th quarter. Ridge the 6-5 advantage. Swintek working against Mangione. Gacy will come back and set up. Good look at how it starts from behind the goal. Gacy around the net, let the shot go, couldn't get the bounce to fall.
That's good stuff that time from Chandler Vanderbeek.
And Markey came together with Silveri. Whistle will come, and it will be Immaculata to keep the possession here.
Trying to double team Swintek there. It was great. He kept his balance. Actually, Gacy, and yeah, he tried to shoot it at the far post that time. A bit of a wraparound.
Connor Vanderbeek with it, far side. Ridden hard by Evan Skay.
Oh, look at Markey. That stick is a blur. They lost it, though.
Zaravara picks it up, and here comes Ridge on the breakout. 7-5, the shots, the advantage for Ridge in the quarter so far. Less than 5. Scott will use Macy, who will come in. Rip one, save made by Riccadonna. Fama will get it upfield.
Good stuff from Fama. He's only been playing 2 years. Some good stick work. Gacy off the feed from Pung.
Oh, there's Mangione. That was a nasty hit right across the face mask, and Mangione is going to go.
Tell you what, Gacy and Swintek, smaller players with a lot of speed and dodging ability, are not intimidated anymore. Earlier in the season, they would have been intimidated. They kept going that time. Absolutely trying to keep his balance, but here come right there. And referee right on top of it. That literally took one for the team.
So Mangione sent off on the slash. 6-5 Ridge. And the Spartans will play man up here for a minute. Time starting to become a bit of a factor. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Good opportunity here for Immaculata to try and tie this one up. Chandler Vanderbeek to Connor Vanderbeek. EisenSHOT up at the top, has it now. Wanted Markey behind the net, and a turnover coming here. Ridge able to break out. Palladino with the pass ahead. Mulaney will try and hold on to it. Cannot.
Oh, my. That's tremendous defense there. Chandler Vanderbeek comes out with it.
Swintek pushing forward.
It looked like he may have gotten smacked twice there in the mask. Chris Palladino.
Look out. That one will sail high. Great opportunity for EisenSHOT.
Yeah, he usually buries them. They're getting a little unsettled right now. But he actually initiated that last defensive sequence. He went after that ball and tracked it all the way into the midfield.
10 seconds to go on the man up. Lally with good defensive work. The man up is over. Markey, save made by Jones. Flag comes out after the shot. And I would think Immaculata going to go right back up on the man advantage.
You're absolutely right. That's a phenomenal save by Jones. True to form, they talk about how he gets off his line and cuts down the angle. Markey relentless with the dodge there. Switching hands from one hand to the other. Look at this pressure that he's under. Eventually, right there, as he turns, he falls down, he gets up again. He's met by three guys in that late hit. Right to the mask. I believe that was Mitchell Gray, number 6.
No, actually 47, Connor Lally will be sent off. So more man up time here for Immaculata. 2:48 remaining in the fourth quarter. Spartans trail at 6-5. Spartans are 2 of 7 with this man up advantage so far in the day. Both of those goals coming early on. That one will sail high on Connor Vanderbeek. He was set up perfectly. Just couldn't find enough downward turn on the stick.
Tremendous turn, though. Here again, there's no rush. They talk about valuing the ball, taking your time.
Gacy gets it back. A lot of whistles coming right now. And I believe we will have a timeout taken by Ridge. They need to make sure that they can break out with 2:12 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's a critical turnover right there, because now, in one shape or form or the other, Ridge can hold the ball almost to the end if they elect to. So let's see if Immaculata comes out and tries to ride them and get the ball back. And in that case, if they lose, the transition game's on. They get behind them, they could go up by 2. So again, this is where Coach Mott is going to have to figure out the tactics, the strategy. Do you gamble? You just let them try and hold the ball, see what happens.
A lot of discussion going on in both of these timeout huddles. Get another look at that last turnover. And that's Mitchell Gray, 6 in green.
There's some very good defending there, some quick reactions. And you got that big pole. You got to move that around, and he ended up shutting down that pass, and now Immaculata's got to work again.
23rd turnover of the day for the Spartans, 17 for Ridge. Neither team has timeouts left on the day, so we'll go at it for the next 2:12.
This has turned into a classic showdown, and of course, two great teams with a lot of history, and the greatest game ever in Immaculata history was the TSC when they beat Ridgewood on May 29th, 2009, and of course 2010 Ridge actually knocked Immaculata out of the Tournament of Champions in the quarterfinals, 8-4. So I mean, this is just tremendous lacrosse on display here. Great sportsmanship. You know, it's been chippy, it's been hard, no cheap shots, but it's been rough, and it is a tough game.
Immaculata still on the man up, so they can double here as Scott will try to just run through and hold possession, and he will. Bumped at midfield. Get Eric Scott just cradling all the way upfield. Flipping over. Macy going downtown and scoring. His first of the day, 6th of the season. 7-5. Ridge with the lead, and what a big goal that was for the Red Devils.
You can see the composure that Macy had here. Eric Scott running the show all afternoon, he and Matt, but that time he elects to lay it off to number 3, Macy. And Rob Macy, a catch and finish guy, true to form, and it's great movement off the ball, as Coach Marsh told me. He kept running all the way down the field, out of your view there, switching to point of attack, and Macy makes it 7-5.
Scott continuing his good play today. Second assist to go along with his 2 goals. 7-5 Ridge.
Great stuff from Connor that time.
Vanderbeek with the face-off win.
Got to move the ball fast to get a shot off soon.
Back to even strength for both sides. EisenSHOT has it. 90 seconds to go.
Oh, great dodge.
Markey will try and save it. Cannot, and possession will be given back to Ridge.
That hit just enough, though, to unsettle Swintek. And the ball off target.
It'll be Meth to come right in your screen right there, number 4 in the white area. And we'll flip it up. Send it to Chris Palladino, who will try and kill some clock here. That's all Ridge has to do for the next 75 seconds. 65 seconds, excuse me. Good battle for it. Possession so key if Immaculata wants to get back into it. They cannot. Soulis, the sophomore, able to scoop it up. Falls down. Had it checked away. There's contact. Some more after the whistle.
Yeah, Anselin's initial hit was good, but then afterwards he was starting to lose it.
Flags are down. Anselin, I believe, will go for a slash after the whistle.
Here again, you know, the initial contact was okay, but then the sticks just kept going, and the whistle had gone. Right there, that's the one that put him off. There's on Palladino. Some nice stuff right here from Soulis.
So Ridge will be 6-on-5 with 44 seconds remaining. They can basically kill the clock out, leading by 2. Some discussion over the scorers table. They're confirming how long the penalty is.
And you know what the exciting thing is, we see Coach Tom Mott there from Immaculata figuring out what his next move is. But the exciting thing was Ridge came out in control, got knocked off balance. Then Immaculata was running the table, and then Ridge regained control of the game. So Ridge looking forward to seeing both of these teams in the Somerset County tournament. Hopefully they both advance even further. And of course, hopefully those transfers that are about to come on board here for Immaculata, Jacob Van Leenen and Jordan Van Leenen, the twins that transferred in from Washington Hills, and Tom Flanagan transferred in from St. Peter's Prep. There'll be a whole new team again in May.
Well, one of the things that all of those guys will do is we've seen a lot of the same guys on the field for Immaculata. I think it will just add to the depth a little bit.
Huge point, Matt. Absolutely. Get a breather. You can come off. And, of course, Luke Burkow out for the season. Connor McKeon out for the season for Immaculata.
So Ridge here, +1 with 35 seconds left. Immaculata has to try and change the tempo, and they will here. They'll force a turnover, and we'll get it back.
Well, you got 30 seconds. Hopefully this is a long clear, and Immaculata is going to have to come up with an immaculate reception and have someone go one-on-one toward the goal.
And they need a quick goal, and then a face-off win and another quick goal. A lot of battle for possession. Scooped up and won. Good check by Mullaney right at midfield on Pung. And it'll be Scott with 5 seconds left. He will run the clock out. He will throw it up. Possession no longer important, and Ridge will win it 7-5. So the Red Devils go to 10-2 on the year. Immaculata falling to 3-6. 2 goals for Gatos, Meth, and Scott, and 1 for Robert Macy. Good balance for Ridge, despite the hat trick out of George Markey. Good hard-fought game and a conference game, Jimmy, kind of exactly what we thought it would be coming into it.
It was a fantastic game, and what's wonderful about Ridge, they came out blazing. You know, you had Meth, you had Scott in the midfield running the show, and then the momentum was slowed enough. And the difference between these games that the Ridge has won and others, they had to earn their keep this time. Sometimes, Scott Bieda uses his quote against Bridgewater over Arrington, you let those guys get going. And what was great about Ridge, they got knocked off, and the momentum wasn't there anymore. And they went back from ground zero and got the momentum back. So there's a lot of character from the Ridge team. And then, how are you going to stop like a cheeky play that you saw Connor Meth at the end? Put a bounce pass on the ground, on the turf, right through the midfield to somebody else.
Red Devils continue the win streak as they win it here today. 7-5 over Immaculata. Postgame coming up. Stick around on MSG Varsity. We are back here post-game on MSG Varsity. 6th win in a row for Ridge as they go to 10-2 now on the year. Win number 150 for their head coach, Ken Marsh. Big reason why the Red Devils continue this win streak. Jimmy Harrison standing by with our player of the game, junior Eric Scott.
Eric Scott, you had 2 goals today, and Immaculata gave you a game. How hard was it to regain control of the midfield today?
Yeah, it was hard. We're a young team, and anytime a team comes out firing like that and puts us on our heels, it's hard for us to come back. And coming into tournament time, counties and states, it's good to know that when we face adversity, we can bounce back. So that was a big thing. It's probably the moral of the story today. Our youth just got to bounce back from the when the other team hits us on our heels. So
now you actually deployed the inverted midi move from behind the goal there. When do you use that personally yourself?
When I'm not getting what I want up top, if I'm not going to step on the kids, sometimes I like to go and actually switch it up a little bit. It's another part of my game I've been working on, and I'm just trying to figure out, see how that works, and if I can get a couple goals or assists from there, that's better. And if I can get the defense moving from back there, I'll keep continuing doing that. And so yeah.
Well, what I noticed, you're a very tricky dodger, and you seem to have a balance between being selfless and then, as I mentioned during the game, you look like Colin Briggs going around players like they were cones. You want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, that's something, when it gets to the end of the game like that, you kind of just got to turn that switch on, and you got to know sometimes you got to share it, like I was trying to do in the beginning of the game, but then, at the end, sometimes you just got to take it, and, luckily today the best turned out, so it's good.
Just out of the blue, who's your favorite college Dodger?
Favorite college Dodger? I'm going to go Yale. I'm going to go Matt Gibson. I'm committed to Yale myself, so show him a little bit of love. He's a very tricky Dodger.
You want to make sure he gives you the ball next year, right?
Yeah. 2 years.
2 years. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll see. But he's definitely a creative guy, and when you watch him, it's just incredible to watch. So, Matt Gibson.
Eric, thank you so much. Good luck in Group 4.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, let's take a look at the statistics.
As we see our game summary, you can see Ridge got off to a very quick start. Immaculata able to bounce back, and then Ridge poured it on in the second half with 5 goals. They win in here 7-5. Great balance across the top. They had 3 players, Matt, Scott, and Gatos, all with 2 goals. And Jimmy, as we saw today, once Ridge gets going, it took them a little bit of time today, but when they get going, they are certainly hard to slow down.
Oh, the rhythm is just tremendous, and they're very selfless, and they have tremendous dodgers out there. So if you're not getting the pass, you're going to get the room going into space, and then you're going to tear up a defender. So they balance that very well. But to Immaculata's credit, they knocked them off rhythm a number of times, so they really had to fight to get this one. As we say goodbye, our congratulations to Ken Marsh, the Red Devil head coach, win number 150 on his career. Our executive producer, Michael Lardner, our senior coordinating producer, Marty Ehrlich, the vice president of programming operations, Sean Kennedy. Brian Butler is our director of studio and remote operations. Our coordinating producer, Brian Morrow. Our producer today, Mick Moninghoff. Our director was Tom Mayberg. Our technical director, Seth Zweibel. For our statistician, Mike Cantor, and our color commentator, Jimmy Harrison, this is Matt Harmon saying, so long from Somerville. Ridge knocks off Immaculata 7-5.